Welcome to Apaga University. I'm Inga.
And I'm Julie. We are two
momtrepreneurs
who have built an in-home care business from the ground up, guided every step of the way by God's care and fueled by agape love.
16 years later and over 100 podcast episodes already under our belts, we invite you to continue on this journey with us as we share stories that resonate, insights that inspire, and practical guidance that empowers you to face any obstacle along this path.
Whether you're a professional caregiver, a family member, or are simply curious about what your steps will be when you need them, you have come to the right place.
Oh, hey, and while you're here, make sure you hit that subscribe button.
And after that, make sure you send this to a friend.
Yes, do it. All right, we'll quit fooling around and get to it.
Let's go. Class is in session.
Hello, sunshines, and hello, stranger. How are you?
Stranger than most.
Stranger,
stranger than not stranger than you.
I don't know. Stranger because it's been a long time since we've done a podcast.
Yeah.
This is going to be the number one in 2025, isn't it?
Yep.
The first one?
Yes, it is.
We've been busy.
Yeah, it has been the last couple of months. We've just been hanging on to our rear ends, trying to make her happen.
As my friend Chip would say, we're hanging in there like a foot-long booger. I have a friend that texts me a lot during the day, and I just have to tell her, like, hey, I'm going to be busy today. I won't be able to respond to you. I've got this, whatever. And then if I just say booger, then she just knows. Like, I'm not going to hear from her all day, maybe not all week.
The code word
is the code word.
Booger.
Well, we did some upgrades to our scheduling software, and gosh, we've been doing so much training with that.
I know.
I was thinking that people were going to start thinking I was lying with all of the training that I've had to do. More in the last probably 3 or 4 months than the entire existence of Agape Ipaga Home Care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just shocking that I still look this good after what you've put me through.
I know. Every time I'm like, I've been selling everybody else on what a great idea it is. And then I get my butt just handed to me and I'm just like, oh, whose idea was this again?
We're on to you. It's like, she is freaking out.
But it's going to be so good.
So good. Who's she trying to convince here?
Yes.
Herself.
Yes. No, it's good. It's a good change. And I love to learn new things. So we're good. But anyway, that's been why we've been absent.
And since we're talking about learning new things today, we're going to learn about night sweats.
Oh, goody. Turns out it's not only because of menopause.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
The majority of the time you hear about somebody that's in their mid ages, complaining about the night sweats.
Yeah.
And we're going to learn
lots
so
of
much
reasons.
more.
Lots of reasons you could be experiencing that. Some are not concerning and some may be reason for concern. So we'll get to that.
Righto.
Let us start with the verse.
Very good.
Today we are reading Philippians chapter 4, verses 6 and 7. It says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Jesus Christ."
So good.
You know what's interesting about this is it's really easy to say. It's really hard to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I am probably one of the world's worst prayers. And what I do is in the morning when I come in, as I'm driving, I use that as my quiet time, no radio or anything. And I just say, "Good morning, Lord, da 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 da." And then I'm like, squirrel. And I start thinking about my schedule that I've got problems or I've got a kid thing that I'm thinking about or whatever. And then I pull myself in and go, "Oh, sorry. I got to focus. And so what I've started doing actually is on YouTube, I found this long prayer. It's like 10 minutes long. And it's this woman that's talking in this very nice low voice. And she just talks about letting go and letting God and put me where you need me to be. And I just listen to her and I make myself just listen to that voice and really think about it. And it's helped me. Because I was telling him I need to learn to focus when I'm praying and just do that. But when your head works like mine, there's a lot of stuff going on there.
It is hard.
But finding that way to not take stuff on because you trust in him is it just changes your day.
It really does. Yeah. I was seeing somewhere, I don't remember exactly, I'm sure it was on social media of some sort, but like 13 minutes a day of focused prayer over, it's not even that long of a period of time. It can actually like remap your brain.
Wow.
They can see it on scans.
Yeah.
But that's focusing in. Well, it kind of brings me to what I wanted to share today. It's not a good news story necessarily, but it's just some thoughts. And the verse leads us into it, and what you're talking about leads us into it. And let me just go ahead and play it for you.
Wonderful.
My father used to say, if you gonna pray, don't worry. But if you gonna worry, don't pray. Either you're gonna give it to him or not. You can't do both, because here's what we like to do. Say, God, this is yours. And God says, all right, walk away from it. And you're like, okay. This is yours, Lord. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. God, I gave it to you. No, you didn't. How you know? Because you still bitter. God, I gave it to you. No, you didn't. How you know? You still have anxiety. You still mad. You still haven't said, I'm sorry. You still haven't asked for forgiveness. God's got this. He's got my family. He's got my future. He's got my finances. He's got our heartbreaks, our breakthroughs. He's got this. The real question is, does God have you?
That is huge.
Isn't that great?
That's huge. Yeah. That is so hard to let go. Let go and let God.
The other thing that I've been thinking a lot about is the situation where I think people don't understand maybe or really realize that your relationship with God is like every relationship in your life. And I truly believe what you get out of it is reflective of what you put into it. So it can't be a situation where you're just like, well, God, give me this, or God, do this for me. Or, these are the prayers that you pray or whatever. If you don't have a relationship with him, and then, well, I'm so mad at God because I'm losing this because of him, or I'm, but it's like, what have you done to nurture that relationship? So I don't know. I feel like it's something that you have to work at.
Yeah, no, it's a saving grace for a lot of people. I have a friend that is very, very, very upset with God with some things that happened in her life, and they were traumatic because you can't take that away from her ever. And it has shaped her to the person that she is. And she's a beautiful soul, but she is so angry with God. And boy, it's just crazy to me as I was thinking it through and trying to process what could I say or what could I do, I think of some of the harder stuff that I've dealt with in my life. And then when mom, we had a couple of deaths in the family that were very, very close to us, very close. And my mother made the comment that the only way she got through it was with her faith.
Yes.
And I just feel badly for people that then become so angry at God. And I'm trying to digest that and figure how I can be a better person to maybe help with that.
Sure.
In maybe something that I say or extra big prayers. It's a big deal.
Well, and to be fair, I in my life have not ever experienced something so traumatic that it might test my faith, right? I mean, there are things that happen all throughout life, little things here and there, but nothing for me, thankfully, has been so big that I've had to get on my knees and say, why? Why did this happen to my family? Yeah. But it is amazing when you see the people that really lean into their faith and have the structure or the foundation to be able to do that. I don't want people to give up on him,
Yeah.
There's a song by Brandon Lake. I think is it Don't You Give Up on Me? Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's really good.
We'll have to look
really
that
good.
up. I'm on a Facebook page with Alzheimer's and dementia. And there's one woman that was just on there last week that was talking about, I'm done. I don't know why my life went this way and why I have to be the caregiver for my mom when it's this hard. And there was several people that were on the same page as her. Yeah, no, it's too hard and God isn't helping me, so forget it. But then there was multiple people that I was very pleased with, and you do some self-reflection. How would I respond?
Sure, yeah.
But they were like, hey, it's the only way I made it through. And then there was one beautiful soul that said, you know what? I just turned it into, this is my mom that's got this dreaded disease. This is my joy of being able to be her caregiver. And so it's so much, where is your mindset
Right.
and your belief?
Sure.
Man.
Yeah. Well, and it's so cliche to say that, well, sometimes things have to get worse before they can get better.
Yeah.
But I think we see that in home care a lot, that sometimes something has to get really bad before it can start to get better. So anyway,
to heal.
just thoughts.
Lots of thoughts.
What did you bring for a good news
Deep.
story?
Well, it's not a good news story at all, and Alyssa's going to have to find it for me. But if you want the cutest thing in the world to watch, Metro Richmond Zoo has a live stream on Iris and Poppy, their viral pygmy hippos.
What?
How weird is that I said that?
Wow.
But it's just this thing that you can get on your phone or there's a baby pygmy hippo, and he's just rolling around, and she's just sitting there, probably pretending to take a nap. And the kid is just like a kid, bumping into her and rolling on her and stepping on her, and then just rolls. They must be in some kind of a pool that gets deeper so they can swim. And so you'll just see his little body kind of do somersaults. I don't know why I thought
Is that why you've been unavailable lately?
Oh yeah,
You've been watching Iris.
I'm watching
and Poppy.
Iris and Poppy. Can't talk now.
That's funny.
It's the cutest thing I've ever seen. Go! It's a Metro Richmond Zoo live stream with Iris and Poppy, the viral pygmy hippos.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to check it out. I don't know that I have that kind of time on my hands.
Oh,
but
it's so worth your
it,
time.
huh?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, shall we talk about the night sweats?
Shall we?
At one time in my life, I had to have the crazy cream to help with the night sweats.
Oh boy.
Anyway, basically, we're going to be talking about the 16 probably most common causes of night sweats and things that you can do about it.
Yeah.
So basically keeping in mind that sometimes these things are cause for concern, but oftentimes they really don't have much to do with, I mean, it can be a simple fix.
Yeah.
You know, it's not health related necessarily. So, the first one, and who would ever thunk it, sleepwear. What you wear to sleep can have a very big impact on whether or not you're sweating at night.
Yeah.
Did you ever think that, Julie?
I have my little, I can't wear any sleeves at night. And then like last night, I went to bed and my feet were so cold that I kept thinking, well, I need to get up and put on some warm socks, but I hate socks on when I'm in bed. And so above the bed, it's colder than heck because I like my house really cold, right? And then underneath, I'm in my little cocoon. And then I was like, well, my feet are so cold. And then eventually I have to kick the socks off. So I got to make sure that the socks I get are going to be loose enough that I can just kick them without having to bend, because I might have to get my shoulder out of I'm just a hot mess.
The struggle is
but
real.
very light, just jammer top.
Right.
And that's how I roll.
Well, I only recently discovered that I actually like sleeping with sleeves.
Ew.
Because then I can have my arms outside of the covers and not get cold.
Yeah.
Socks are like my nemesis
Yeah.
to try to sleep in.
But
They're so claustrophobic.
Yeah, yeah. But my feet got so cold last night. I was just like, I need to have my fuzzy socks on for maybe 4 minutes.
I've been there, dude. I've had to suck it up, man. But it's horrible.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So your sleep environment, pretty self-explanatory. So basically, like you're saying, it's it might be cold on the outside, but warm under the covers. And they say actually that it's better to keep your room temperature cold when you're trying to sleep. So like 60 to 67 degrees is like ideal.
Yeah. Right now that's funny because I usually have it at 58, but because it's been colder at night recently, I actually set it to 59. My kids think I'm just nuts and granola.
Not just your kids.
Well, put on another stupid sweater.
So your house is always at 58, but
no, I can get it up to 62.
Oh, okay.
If it's really cold, I'll go up to 64. And it's warm
You're
enough.
a quandary to me.
It's always been that way. My kids have always talked about how cold our house was, and I'm like, really? And Mike doesn't say anything. He just has on his I do notice that occasionally he has
or what?
sweatshirt and a vest on, but he won't say anything.
Well, there you go. You know, in my situation, I am part of, I'm not one of the 16 reasons, but Kevin will tell you that I'm the reason for the night sweats because we have electric blankets. Oh. Well, I'm a baby. I don't like climbing into a cold bed. Oh. So we'll turn the electric blankets on. So when you get in, it's warm.
Cozy.
Well, he turns it way down and I turn it about halfway down, but then midway through the night, shove all of the blankets onto him. Yeah. He's not a big fan of that.
Oh, yeah. No, I just can't stand when I wake up because I'm too hot.
Oh. Well, if I do that, I'm so mad.
Yeah.
Some what happens to me when I take a nap. I just wake up mad and hot and mad, something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've seen all those memes and those reels where some woman is trying to get comfortable and she's got one leg out, one arm out, yes. And then they're cold. So they put it back in and up and down with this. Yeah. A lot of people really struggle.
Then there's the psychological part of having a leg out.
Uh-huh. Oh,
what if
I've got a monster under my bed?
Yeah. Big struggles. Did you know that medications actually can have an impact on those night sweats?
I did not.
Turns out that medications that help bring down fevers like acetaminophen and ibuprofen can actually contribute to night sweats, according to this article.
Right.
Yep. Steroids such as prednisone, certain antidepressants, and medication for diabetes can actually contribute to that.
Prednisone is the devil, though.
I've heard.
Yeah.
I've had to take it before for something, coughing, I think, lung stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't have a bad reaction, but I have heard that people have terrible reactions.
Prednisone, itchy bitchy's bad. I was cranky. I got the munchies. I was just ticked off the whole time.
Huh.
Yeah.
Must have been so nice for everyone around you.
Well, I was perfectly delightful.
I'm sure. Okay, menopause. Hot flashes. Anyone that's experienced these knows that it's like you are so hot.
Yeah.
My family says that when I'm hot, everyone's hot. When I'm cold, everyone's cold because I'm very instant gratification with the temperature.
Oh, yeah.
So like if we're in the car and I'm hot, like I will roll down every window in that car.
Yeah.
I mean, not really. Mine for sure, but it does impact everyone else.
Well, I was telling you before that in my truck, I've got the butts, heater thingy.
Oh, yeah.
But what's so funny is there'll be times that all of a sudden you're that hot.
Oh,
and you're like, oh, my butt's on fire. You know, he's got to jack it down real quick.
Yep.
But I have a friend that she had such night sweats. She dreaded even going to bed.
Oh, geez.
She would wake up sopping wet and her jammers and everything that she said I could wring them out.
Oh no.
Her husband even started sleeping in the other room because she got violent.
Oh geez.
Trying to get the shirt off, but there's nothing worse than waking up all of a sudden because you're so hot.
Yeah.
Because it hits you that fast. Yes. And I've never woke up to that degree that I was sopping wet, thank goodness. And really, truly, what I'm complaining about is minimal compared to some women. My one friend, man, she has. And it lasted long time, years of just misery at night. She never got a good night's sleep.
Oh, that's
so bad. Of course, they screwed around with medications and stuff. But whatever it was, that was her thing.
Gracious.
Yeah.
That's not a good time.
Yeah.
So menstruation, a decrease in the hormone estrogen can cause the body to be more sensitive to temperature changes. And this happens usually right before and at the start of a person's menstrual period. So you might experience night sweats related to that.
Righto.
Stress, that lovely stress that does so many weird things to people.
Yeah.
So the body's natural stress response can result in sweating, and this sweating may happen at night. Stress can cause an overactive mind and body, which can result in different physical symptoms.
Yeah.
So infections. So these, like when we get into this is something that you might, start paying attention to in terms of maybe more concerning. So a routine infection like a common cold can cause a fever that leads to night sweats, but some rarer infections can also cause night sweats. So things like endocarditis, HIV, mono, malaria.
Oh,
yeah. So I would think that if you have concerns that any of these things might apply to your situation, that you would want to be paying attention.
Right.
Hypothyroidism. So we all know the thyroid is the gland in the body that helps maintain body temperature. And so when it's overactive in hypothyroidism, it can heat up the body more than usual. This can lead to night sweats, and it can be diagnosed with a blood test. So make sure to visit a healthcare professional if you have unexplained night sweats or you think you might be having any sort of thyroid disease. Mm-hmm. Turns out that chronic acid reflux also, or GERD, is a common condition that can lead to heartburn, chest pain, and sometimes hoarse voice, cough. And those symptoms are often worse at nighttime when you're laying flat. And so some studies show that GERD can also cause night sweats.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Sleep apnea. This is a condition that causes a person to temporarily stop breathing while they are asleep. So good times. No, thank you.
Has Kevin ever done that where Mike will sometimes snore?
And snore himself awake.
Yeah. Well, so Mike has actually said, you quit breathing for like a really long time. I had to sit there and make sure you started breathing again. So that must be sleep apnea.
Right.
But I ain't going to do anything about it.
Well, and I think that sleep apnea, the people around you are more aware of your sleep apnea than you are.
Oh, yeah.
Although you might be exhausted and apparently having night sweats.
Thought I slept like a baby, but evidently not.
Yeah. No, it's a big deal. Like, I don't think you're supposed to let sleep apnea go.
Yeah. No,
so
I'm fine.
Was he going to wake you up, or he was just going to wait and see what happened?
Yeah.
She going to breathe again, or
how lucky am I tonight?
Oh, that's funny. So just a plain old sweating disorder,
Ew,
right?
Yeah.
So it's rare but harmless condition known as hyperhidrosis.
Yeah.
And this makes a person sweat excessively. This can be both during the daytime and at night. But turns out there are treatments. So if you're experiencing that, go see your doctor. Autoimmune disorders. Night sweats can sometimes be a symptom of autoimmune disorders like rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis, celiac, and lupus. Autonomic neuropathy. This can lead to problems with excessive sweating. It's caused by damage to the nerves that control the involuntary functions of your organs. So conditions that can lead to autonomic neuropathy include diabetes and Parkinson's disease. Alcohol use disorder. This alcohol basically increases the size, or can increase the size, of your blood vessels, and then this can lead to increased sweating. And especially if you drink a lot before you go to bed. Substance use. So addictive substances like cocaine and heroin can interfere with the body's ability to regulate temperature, could cause some night sweats. So stop doing that if you're doing that. And cancer, much less common, but certain cancers are known to cause night sweats, like lymphoma, leukemia, and carcinoid tumors. Ew. So why don't you talk to us, Julie, about what to do if you have the night sweats?
So basically, like we've said, waking up in a pool of sweat is an unpleasant feeling.
The worst.
Ew, yeah. And then you feel like you got to change your sheets and
everything.
Gross. You know, one of the worst household tasks in the world for me is changing my stinking sheets. Ticks me off. I hate it. And then I got to make real sure that those corners get tight because
otherwise they snap up and hit you in the head.
Yeah. So anyway, so I don't like that. Yeah. So it disrupts your sleep. So some of the things: dress in light sleepwear, like we were talking, loose, light, and breathable. Avoid flannel or fleece. And choose short arms and shorts instead of longer pajamas. That's the other thing. I don't like the lounge pants. I don't.
I can't live without them.
Ew, gross. Weird.
What's wrong with you?
What is wrong with you?
I don't want my legs touching each other at night. Gotta have... I don't know what's wrong. I don't like it. It's uncomfortable for me.
There has got to be a mental condition
called INGA
called legs not touching in the middle of the night. I'm going to look that up.
Okay. Report back.
And well, your picture will show up.
Oh, perfect.
Remove your blankets, which is true. I have to be very careful of that because so on my bed, I have my sheets, the top one and the bottom one and top one. And then I have one I put a cover over it, and then I have one that's folded at the bottom. So like I have more weight at my feet. But then with this cold snap that's been going on, I actually pulled that one up. But I had to really think about it. Now, is this going to be too much that I wake up hot? Because then I'm mad about it.
Boy, because then the rest of the day's ruined.
Yeah. So anyway, I put another blanket halfway because I do like a little more weight at my feet. But I don't like my sheets tucked in either.
Oh, me either. Too claustrophobic.
We got a couple mental things going on here.
Your picture might be next to mine. So just forewarning you.
Oh, hopefully only in the night sweats division, not in the felonies or anything.
Oh, yeah. No, I shouldn't be there. But.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay, but wait, time out. So have you ever like running your motor vehicle report or running a background check? You know, we have to do that for all of our employees.
That.
You know you haven't done anything wrong. And it's like, what are you scared of? But it's the same thing.
What is going to show up on me?
Right. Or like go to airports. When you're going through security at the airport, why am I just immediately nervous that I've done something wrong, even though I know I haven't? What is up with that?
Yeah.
Very psychological.
Psychological.
Yeah.
So remove blankets or add blankets, just depending on if you keep your house at 58 or 78. Try lowering the temperature in the room. Open a window. Oh, that's a fight. Because there are some people that will I would love to have my window open, but Mike's actually closer to the window. So I don't do that. But in the summer, it's like I have to have my window open just because I feel claustrophobic. I don't know. It's very weird. But that little gentle breeze.
Right.
Very nice. Because the next one is use a fan. Now, you're the queen of fans.
Yes.
Even when we're traveling.
I know I have my little mini. Does that bother you?
No, actually, I usually want to steal it from you. But I during the summer, I have a fan.
Yeah.
Because I have it right there by my head so I can just keep my eyes closed because I know where it's at and turn it on.
Yes.
Or go to sleep with it and it just either eventually runs down the battery or whatever.
I don't know for me if it's a combination of things. So as a child, my grandma was really big on like white noise to help with sleeping. And so I struggle with complete silence, trying to sleep in complete silence.
Yeah.
But also then, having had a hysterectomy, however many years ago, and going through night sweat stuff, like I think that's part of the fan for me also.
Yeah.
I think it drives Kevin crazy, but he's such a good guy. He just puts up with all of it. I have an air conditioner blowing in my face and then the electric blanket up to high and
I can't even walk into your office half the damn time.
Oh, because it's so hot?
Well, because you'll have the window up
and the heater
You'll have the heater on and you'll have the AC going. And I'm like, well, if I stand here, I'm going to freeze to death. If I stand over there, I'm going to bake. You're just strange.
You wanted to say something else. Just strange. Okay.
But back to the fan. I'm actually, I don't even know how we're friends because I am exactly opposite of you. I have to have it quiet because I listen for the cows and the outside noises because if the dog's barking, I'm like, oh gosh, I hope we don't have a cow out,
right?
Or any of those things. But then I'm mad when the dog is barking. So it's a no-win situation. But I don't like that hum because I'm like, gosh, what if I miss something?
Yeah,
because I only can hear the fan. But
it's probably why I sleep better than you.
I have to have the fan.
Just troubles.
The troubles. Okay. And like we said, sometimes night sweats can be an indication of something else that's going on and just pay attention to your different symptoms. Just, when you have your annual checkups and stuff, just tell your doctor what's going on. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
So frequently asked questions. Why are night sweats a red flag?
Well, they aren't always a red flag. Most of the times they aren't actually serious, but sometimes they are due to an underlying illness. Yeah. So that's why it's a good idea to let a healthcare professional know if you're having night sweats. Again, those that don't go away. Yeah. So something persistent.
Very good. Can anxiety cause night sweats?
Turns out, yes, anxiety can do a lot of awful things to us, right?
Oh, boy.
It has been linked to night sweats, both chronic and short term. It may be a function of having elevated stress hormones and the impact that has on your sweat glands. So if you think you have anxiety, you could also talk to your healthcare professional about how to manage that effectively.
Right on. So the bottom line is this. If you start getting night sweats, kind of look at your life. Where are you at? How old are you? What changes are going on normally in your body? And hopefully it's something that you will just have to deal with a short period of time.
Right.
Some people it's more long term.
Sure.
But fix the easy things first.
Try to identify, like, what is it something simple that I can just make a quick change and
go into bed in your snowsuit and just put on your night t-shirt.
A lot of people will say, like, oh, I'm going to take a bath before bed to relax. But I can't do that because I then get too overheated and then I struggle to fall asleep and do not sleep well.
Right. Yeah, no, that's me too. If I'm taking a bath and I didn't get out and I'm as red as a lobster, I didn't have a good bath,
Right?
Yeah. So nightgowns, blankets, too many blankets. Try the easy stuff.
The electric blanket turned up too high.
Add a fan. Yes.
Crack a window. Turn down the thermostat.
And then if it just is worse and worse and worse and it's really affecting your night, then you need to go talk to a doctor about where is your hormones at. Do you have any other underlying stuff going on?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's pretty
good news is that they're pretty common and usually pretty temporary.
Yeah.
But yeah, just be paying attention.
That's all we can do.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, that was a sweaty topic.
Ugh, sweaty. You're sweaty.
Ugh.
Yeah, gross. Makes me want to go put on more deodorant.
Yikes. Makes me want you to go put on more deodorant.
Yeah, I did. I put on deodorant this morning.
Oh, good.
I just got to overthinking.
Good thing you didn't lose your cool.
Ooh, that was a close one.
Okay. What are you sending us off with? What advice? Oh, wait.
Yes, you can do that.
Oh, my dad came to visit last weekend, and I've got to find it because it's so great. So my Grandpa Bill used to say, there are 3 things I hate: warm beer, wet toilet paper, and a smartass. He was a wise old man.
Yes, warm beer. That's gross.
Wet toilet paper.
That's
ew,
grosser.
and a smartass.
Oh, that's my favorite of the 3 because I tolerate you every day.
I know, it's true. I resemble that remark. All right. Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Oh, you guys, I hope you learned something. Have a good day.
The Caregiven name is a registered trademark of the Veritrust Health Incorporated Company. IPAGA is not connected to, affiliated with, or endorsed by Veritrust or any of its affiliates.